Back to our Meet Your Maker daily open beta dev streams. I'm your host, Julia. I'm a community manager on Meet Your Maker, and I'm joined here by a wonderful guest who I will let introduce himself.
Everybody, my name is Pierre Rivet. I'm the lead game designer on Meet Your Maker. Super happy to have you guys here with us today. I will be playing the game, talking about my experience through it, maybe give you guys some tips and tricks. Uh, and yeah, that's about it. First, I want to very much thank you for being there also, and also thank you for playing the beta. We've been watching tons of streams. We've been watching you guys play the game, and it's so kind of informative for us in order to, you know, fix the game the best we can in order to be able to present you with a launch game that is as good as it can be.
Absolutely. It's been quite a week. It's been an amazing week for
Absolutely.
us. Our open beta is live now for everyone. You can download it right now on Steam. There's no NDA, no signups. You can just jump right in and play. And while you're there, please wishlist the game. It's a huge help for us in the Steam Next Fest. So if you've been tuning in to us throughout the week, we've been doing a bunch of streams with different dev guests, focusing a lot on gameplay. So we're going to keep going with that today. So we'll jump in and do some rating, and then we're going to show off some of the building as well. So I'll hand it over to you, Pierre, if you'd like to give us a quick tour of the sanctuary before we dive in.
Absolutely. So where I am right now is what we call the sanctuary. This is like the player's safe haven when you're there. When you're in there, nobody's gonna, attack you. It is from this sanctuary that you decide whether you want a raid or build, and you do that from here, from the command center. So you interact with the command center. On top there, you have two tabs, one to decide to raid, and then here you have a world map of different outposts created by players that is offered to you. It's broken down in three main difficulty level: normal, dangerous, and brutal. We'll definitely be tackling some brutal and dangerous outposts later today. Well, in the next hour, and also we'll be doing some building. I have a couple outposts live at the moment already. I was just looking at them. Some of them are doing okay, but I noticed that my outposts aren't like killing as much as I'd like to. So maybe we'll work on a fifth outpost that I could put online, with you after we
That'll
do
be
a
great.
bit of raiding. Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, why don't we jump right in to the
Let's.
command center?
Yeah. I just want to
Oh, did
The
you?
check.
thing about the
Yeah, I
Roster
Yeah,
wanted
is,
go
to.
ahead.
we
I
all
kind of
knew
wanted
what
to give
Franklin
myself a
had
bit of a
destroyed.
challenge for this
You
stream, and
can't get
maybe we'll
double
go and
commands to trust
because I
each
just
other.
unlocked the Sledge Blade last night, and I really want to upgrade it. So I'm gonna go ahead and see just how far I can take it during the span of this next 30 hours, 30 minutes. Actually, I
30 hours. Ooh.
I would just need 700 or so chimeric cells in order to be able to max it out. So let's do some raid and see if I can achieve that.
Yeah, so
Uh,
what did you grant yourself by upgrading that sledge
I'll
blade?
never forget
What's
seeing
that
my.
gonna help you with?
I've got
okay,
all your
so it's
problem
important
solvers right
that I
here.
mentioned that, and thanks for bringing it up. But basically, by increasing my sledge blade, uh, it increases the lunge range of the weapon. And the thing that is special with the sledge blade is that it has an already super long range. Right now, it's at 6 meter, so that's over like a block and a half of lunging that it will go that I will do towards the trap or the guard that I'm going to attack. So it gives me a lot of extra mobility. So combining that with my grapple, my normal movement, plus the lunge, it makes it for a very kind of like epic and very powerful feeling weapon that I really enjoy. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to max that one out very quickly. And then
Awesome.
obviously you can
There's no
combine
point,
that
Ollie.
with
See you
uh,
later.
the suit that is called the Katamachi suit,
Funny
which
how the
has
Salvation Council
specialization in
was the
melee
first to add
combat.
weapons
And
to
if you look at the
suits.
upgrades
Guess
for
with
that
their
suit,
name, they didn't
you have
mind.
some upgrades that allow you uh, to lunge a little further and also to lunge a little faster. So if you max those two perks out with the sledge blade, it's you just become a lawnmower. It's amazing. That's kind of what I'm aiming for in the next few hours, next few maybe tonight. I'll get it. I don't think I'm gonna get it in the
Oh,
next 30
that's
minutes for sure.
awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited to see this weapon in use. I don't think we've seen it yet on our daily streams.
Well, there
Yesterday
you go.
was really impressive with Florent's dual wielding ranged weapons, so it's been really cool to see everybody's different play styles.
Yeah, that was something that we aimed for from the beginning to basically I let the player kind of create his own play style within the elements of the sandbox that we are providing him. We know, you guys know also now we have three types of weapon. We have the ranged weapon, the melee weapon, the defensive weapon, and they're all made to synergize in interesting ways with each other. And obviously, it's also something to do with the type of outpost you're going to go and engage against. If you have a lot of guards, you might be tempted to use a specific type of loadout versus if you have kind of a almost like some of those meta outposts where you have a lot of like grapple traps and like acid cubes. Maybe then you want to try something a little different so that you can take care of these different traps in different ways. Because yeah, some weapons that are good against guards are not necessarily the best against traps and vice versa. So I'm just gonna go ahead and prepare already my loadout. You can do that from the sanctuary. You can do it when you enter your raid, or you can do it from the sanctuary. And I'm gonna go ahead and replace. Ooh, which weapon am I gonna replace? I'm gonna replace my katana with the sledge blade. So I'll have two like trap breaking weapons, and I think that's gonna be fun. So let's do that. As you see, I only have like the Ironside suit right now, the ranged weapon suit, with almost no perks. So I gotta work on that. So let's go
Yeah,
ahead
well,
and
that'll
jump.
come with time. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So let's jump into the rating. Are there
Ooh.
any here that are really standing out to you?
I'm looking at the names. Usually I like check the names and then I check the screenshot. And finally I check the actual builder if it's someone, that I might know. Um, the effort that this guy has put into
Yeah,
making a
that's
little
pretty
structure.
good.
So
Pretty
let's
good
try that.
design.
Let's
Definitely
warm
a
up
good
with a
tip for building. Make a really nice facade. It's definitely going to draw raiders like us right there.
It's true. It has an impact. And there's something also that has an impact that I didn't talk about that I want to talk about in the next raid, but it's the type of genetic material that is inside the
Mm-hmm.
outpost and the effect that can have on your choice of raid to do. So this is interesting. I'm actually gonna go up there and see what's up with that. If there's sometimes obviously we have burial forsaken tombs kind of scattered around the plot of land. I want that centite, so I'm just checking quickly if I can spot it from above. But no, this looks like just something that the builder has done just to have fun and maybe a visual signature of his. I noticed that more and more some builders have their like kind of visual signature that they like to have in their outpost. Maybe that's something that this guy likes to do also. So let's get in. Oh, already very bloody here. I heard the trap. Oh, homing arrows. So the thing that I noticed, like I'm just gonna, as I play, kind of talk a bit, but I
Yeah.
notice a lot of people, when they're fighting swordsmen, they tend to dodge them or try to attack them from the front. But every guard that you attack, if you manage to outmaneuver them and backstab them, you get a free kill, regardless of how armored they are. So that's a little quick tip for anybody who's encountering some guards and they're having trouble against them.
Yeah, it's a great tip. Thank you.
Oh, a lot of action over here. Aha, nice.
Oh,
The famous two-hit combo, like get your
yeah.
projectile and then get stuck by. Yes. I don't know if I have the right loadout for this outpost, but like let's do it. It'll be a bit more careful. These homing arrows are no joke. I gotta watch out for those. Because normally you can rely on the grid of the blocks to stay safe from traps, but if they have homing arrows on them, that's a different ballgame. Gonna back up a bit. Let these guys fire their volleys. There's a lot of stuff in here. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Oh, wow. Oh, it's
A guy
getting
from the
busy.
back. Okay. Not easy. I will go ahead and modify my harpoon launcher for the plasma bow.
Yeah, one might even call it dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous, but my feeling is like there's a lot of defenses in that first section of the outpost, but probably not as many moving forward, so we'll see.
Yeah, very possible. So you've switched to the plasma bow
Yeah,
probably for the extra ammo to take care of
extra
the...
ammo, and then it's a great weapon to attack guards, as long as you don't hit their armor, because the plasma bow doesn't have any. Oh, that's what's going on. That's this.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, he's the guy who attacked me like when I died too the last time. I had a feeling he was coming from behind. I wasn't sure. Yeah, so the plasma bow, as long as you don't hit the armor of the guard, and you hit a fleshy part of him, you'll get the kill. So I mean, you have to kind of watch out for where the armor is, and you get to, learn from the different guards where the armor is. But once you know, you can easily like shoot these guys either in the face or in the legs, uh, and kind of the plasma bow is great for that.
Mhm.
I see
Yeah,
his
good
guy
choice for
there.
this host.
Oh, I know this. Oh, that was close.
That was close. Whew.
These guys are no joke. You're gonna have to watch out.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
Gen
think.
Mat is right there.
I hear some growling. I don't think you've seen the last of them.
Oh, another one there. Obviously, always retrieve your projectiles. Watch out here. I knew this was there just from learning from my past mistakes. And the thing with the plasma bow is now it's only level 1, but you can really upgrade it to have up to 18 projectile, and that's like no joke. You can literally like mash the button when you see an AI and kind of.
Oh,
I knew this thing was there. I thought I could outmaneuver it, but no, that's fine.
just a split second too late.
I tend
That's
to
okay. You
wanna.
learn a lot every
I
time you go through.
Yeah, yeah, and I tend to wanna just clear everything. I got this like OCD thing where I just wanna destroy every trap to get all the loot possible.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's worth it, especially earlier in your progression to gather that extra loot.
Yeah. Now I noticed that I got the Phoenix pod in my hardwares, and I'm starting to think that I should use it more because it would allow me to revive myself if I die, and I tend to do that a lot right now. You see, if I'm shooting the armor, not very useful, but as soon as I hit the flesh, I get the kill. What I was attempting to do there is to aim for the head of the guard, so I can get the kill even though he's fully armored from the front. It's a bit of a, precision fight. Uh-oh, this guy there. Right, I think there's only one of those, otherwise I wonder where he came from, actually. Probably
Yeah, you might be able to clear
around
them
there
out
somewhere.
right to begin. So it looks like they've probably used the path recording feature to set him up somewhere outside and
Yeah,
have him slowly make his patrol towards the entrance, which is a really neat strategy.
all right, those two guys are down. I'll be a bit more careful now, so we actually get this one done and move on to another one. Oh, there's a guy there. Oh, I didn't see those guys up there. Damn. I'm gonna back up a bit. Let those bombs do their thing.
I saw an interesting question in chat that I just want to field real quick.
Yeah.
Someone was wondering if anything will carry over from the beta. And well, so the answer is this. We've seen a lot of work being put into your progression, amazing outposts, and lots of rating progression. So we want to keep that progress. That said, it is an open beta, so there is still a strong possibility that we have some issues that prevent that. But the intention is, yes, to keep the
Yeah.
progression.
Thanks for looking. Whoa. You see, like just to show you a bit of the lunge distance on this weapon, like I'm gonna take this out first.
Yeah,
But,
good call. That would have
but
been bad.
like from this distance, in see, a reticle is gonna indicate to you when you can lunge. When it turns red and the weapon kind of tilts up like that, that means you're in lunge range. And then if you press the right trigger, you'll lunge towards it. Now my lunge is
Yeah.
like it's fairly slow once I got the suit upgrade and everything. It's kind of snappy and powerful.
Yeah, that's already a lot more than the
The
standard melee
katana,
weapon though, right? Yeah.
the Fury's Edge. All right, all right. I think we're good now, finally. Or no?
Yeah. Oh.
Look at this.
It's that same trap again. That's a tricky one. I bet they got a lot of kills on that one.
Getting out of here. Time to move on. Maybe
Yep.
there's a trap there. No. Okay.
Always good to check behind you.
Yeah. Very good outpost though. Whoever built it, nice
Yeah,
job.
Lord Dragon Tree. Thank you.
So some Sentite, some parts. Now I want to upgrade the Chimera. Be able to, you know, afford that level 3 sword, sledge blade.
Sounds good.
Let me see just how many. I need another, another advisor leveled up to be able to upgrade it to level 1. So we'll do what I was talking about earlier and look at the icons up here tell me basically which advisor is the closest to being able to be leveled up or processed, and then I'll be able to level up the Chimera with that. So looking here, I know that if I'm making like a dangerous of the suit gen mat, I will be able to level this guy up and then process him and upgrade the Chimera. So I'll go ahead and use this, but maybe we'll step it up and go to Prospect Height here, Brutal One.
Yeah, sounds good. So there will always be one from each type of gen mat
Yeah,
available
there's
per category?
always one for each type of gen mat, and then I'll show you when we go back to do a sanctuary. But each of the advisors, as you level them up, obviously they have a boost, and that boost can be increased in duration for every time you level up the advisor. So,
Hmm.
and that's like a mid to long term kind of progression mechanic that gives the player, different bonuses based on which boost they activate. But it's definitely something that, I would say long-term player are going to be invested in a bit more than the newer player who are still busy unlocking the progression and all of that. But it's very useful to different things in the game once you start boosting your advisors. Oh, this is an interesting one. It's using what we call internally the wedge corridors. Basically, they're using wedges to make like slightly thinner corridors, and yeah, they can pose a pretty interesting challenge in their own rights. These things, they're a
Yeah,
bit
visibility
challenging.
is tough in there.
It's yeah, but there's a bit of a challenge for the builder also because you can't necessarily place traps as like willingly or as freely as you can if you're using the grid. But it's definitely creating an atmosphere of their own when those are used properly.
Hmm.
And I have a feeling this is going to be a second wave outpost where it's going to be fairly quiet going in, but then coming out,
Yeah.
going to have a lot of fun. But I'm feeling pretty confident with my grenades and my respawn, my Phoenix pod. Oh, he's
Oh, another
nicely giving us
Forsaken
all the
Tomb.
Synthite for free without too much trouble for now. But I'm very
Hmm.
careful because I know
It's
there's gonna
very
be a tough one.
suspicious.
It's not brutal for nothing, so there's gonna be a ton of stuff coming out.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, I saw that.
Oh.
Ah, interesting. Is there something else there? No. All right. That's good. I'm not super happy with my crossbow in this outpost so far, but we'll see.
Ah, here's
Hello.
some guards. You might be happier than you thought.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Once the second wave kicks in, I might like my crossbow actually. All right, all right. I'm so worried. Yeah, that I don't have the Fury's Edge, so I don't have any deflect potential at the moment. So I gotta really be really careful about where I commit to movement.
Okay, things are starting to ramp up here.
Yeah, and so does the music. It's always a good sign.
Yeah. It's like the
All right, all
classic
right.
video game thing. You know you're heading in the right direction when the music gets scary, there are enemies ahead.
And quick tip for anybody that likes to play with no sound, don't do it in Meteor Maker because the sound is huge. You need the sound in order to be able to, hear traps and guards kind of around you and whatnot. Um, every time we tried to play with no sound or like with less sound, it's always turns out bad. Okay, okay. Oh,
Oh.
I like the use of these olive cubes over here. It's really nice.
Yeah. That's all very clever. It feels like they definitely tested this a lot and really understand
Yep.
uh, what where the player is looking, and especially where they're not looking. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Oh, move to the side. The other thing you'll notice as a raider is like, the movement is very fast and crisp. There's little delay to move, change direction. And that was really on purpose on our side to make the raider feel as powerful as possible as they're engaging like these outposts created by the builders.
Hmm.
We wanted to make sure that we give them all the tools that they can in order to be able to circumvent the threats of the outposts in the form of the guards, the traps, and the blocks that are placed. Um, oh, what code?
Oh, that was a close call.
Yep. In, in a brutal outpost.
Yep.
Those skull are like very dangerous. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and launch that. I know it's gonna be happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm. They've really made good use of
Okay,
awkward sight lines.
so what I'm gonna do here, I don't know what's gonna happen. Probably got a bunch of trap appearing around me. So what I'm gonna
I think you're
grab
right.
that and just go ahead and prepare my Phoenix pod and just drop it almost as the moment I grab it. Yeah, you see now I have it there. I think flying kind of clear around here.
Ah. Well.
Got killed, but thanks to the Phoenix pod, I'm now back in action. And this is a a hardware that is fairly expensive, but you see now instead of having to redo everything, I'm back in it right now. However, I don't have a second. Oof, this is gonna be. I don't have a second chance. Now it's like this is it. Like now or never.
Oh
What?
no! What hit
There was
you?
a trap there.
There was a trap
Oh my
there.
god.
You
How did I
grappled
not
right
see
to
it?
a live trap. Oh no. That's a tough one. Well, I mean, it is a brutal outpost, so
Yeah, to be expected.
to be expected. But now you know.
I will go ahead and actually change that to the Fury's Edge. I want
Yeah,
to
I
be
think
able
that's
to
a great
reflect
idea
a
to
bit more.
change up the load up there. You can do that every time you die and go back to
Oh,
the start, so you can play around with it.
yeah. But I changed the wrong weapon. No, but it's fine. I'll swap it next time. If I die again, we'll swap to the actual loadout I wanted. All right. Well, we know that this is mostly empty. A couple traps near the end, so we can kind of speed run through that. Hello, Harvey.
This is the harvester who we lovingly call Harvey.
Yeah.
The harvester goes back and forth between the gen mat and the beginning of the outpost, shuttling gen mat back to their sanctuary.
Damn, that was close. I forgot about those holo cubes.
It's very close. Those hollow cubes are tricky. Oh, yep, good dodge.
Yeah, those things. I'm just gonna go ahead and bypass all of this stuff because with the movement I got, I can't. And there's that corridor with all of the roof traps.
I see a cool comment in chat that I wanted to answer.
Yeah?
Somebody mentioned it'd be super cool to get stats for individual traps in your base. And while you can't get stats per se, something that's really fun to do is to go back into your outpost in the build mode, and you're going to see these little what do we, the skulls? Is that what we
Yeah,
call
the
them?
skulls.
And it's going to show you every place that someone has died. So if you see a bunch of those collected right in front of one of your traps, you know what killed them. So that's really helpful for seeing the distribution of what's working and what's not.
But now I'm tempted to just farm resources here, but just for the sake of making it a little more interesting, I'll just move out. I'll try to
Sounds
move
good.
out. The trusty harpoon, always a good weapon. The other thing you'll notice that is a little different, I'd say, from other like first-person games, is like in Meteor Maker, you don't need to swap weapon in order to use it. Like as part of making the player feel powerful, really wanted them to be able to switch or like use any weapon that from the flick of a button and quickly kind of react to a trap that they might see or an enemy. So you can literally like press left trigger or right trigger, like in any way you want, and then the last button press basically you'll execute on it. You can do the swap if you want, just visually for your own, sanity. If you want to prepare a weapon, but it doesn't really have any gameplay purposes per se. You can just press the button and act on the weapon you're using right off the bat. Or
Yeah, that's a nice touch.
uh-oh. Okay. I was expecting a little more guards, I guess, to, surprise me with this kind of outpost.
Well, we haven't reached the end yet, so
True.
chickens before they hatch, yeah.
Famous last words, yeah, like before to get killed by guard.
we go.
the wedge corridor. All right, I think we're up.
All
We
right.
did it. Very nice. I'm gonna try to
Figured it out.
find some senpai. Oh no, actually I found them all on the way in. I just realized.
Yep.
I'm gonna give him a ingenious and fun accolade.
I was half expecting you to meet a guard up there.
Yeah, at least. Well, we had that lone enforcer in there, and he was the only guard in there.
To be
Not a
fair,
bad-
he was a bit surprising.
Otherwise, it was kind of well defended with traps, regardless.
I really like the atmosphere in there. It felt kind of claustrophobic, so that added a lot to the intense feeling.
There we go. Mission
All right.
accomplished. We can
Big red
process
button.
this advisor. Once you have leveled up an advisor, as you saw, he was red. You can come to the button there, basically process the advisor, feed it to the Chimera. Chimera will reward you with some nice resources for you to progress further in the game. And here we see the little chunks of the advisor getting fed to the Chimera.
Lovely.
He seems to be enjoying it.
I want to be free from this cage, custodian.
All right, let me just see. We have 510 and I need 900,
That
I
life
think.
was all right. It wasn't all war.
Yeah, 900.
A lot of it
Should
was
be-
drinking.
Should be able to get that. Ooh. Oh, Montreal. I gotta do that one.
Montreal, yeah.
Going in
For those who
Montreal.
don't know, our studio is based in Montreal, so that one's near and dear to us.
That's our hometown.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because initially we had like U.S. city names, and then we went worldwide, so we have like city names from pretty much around the world now. But we were really happy with different names that are the outposts are called with all of these city names. It's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, it's a nice touch.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Oh
Traps are
yeah.
no joke. I don't have the right loadout for.
Oh, that was pretty effective.
Yes, but if there's any more flame traps in here, I'm gonna be in trouble. Because I have like no range whatsoever. What's Harvey doing? Need a push, buddy. He's just stuck there.
Oh,
Move.
putting,
Move.
putting poor Harvey out of its misery. Wow.
Yeah, there's an issue there. I'm actually hitting the collision that he was hitting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll take note of that.
So guys, oh, there was two of them on top of each other.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna swap it up a bit. Back to my Falconic plasma bow. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that again there. That was pretty useful. Oh no, I didn't see that the first time. Oh jeez. Nice, nice.
Yep.
I'm loving this, to be honest. Like, still getting caught by these traps in this setup. That's the beauty of Meteor Maker, I find. Like, every outpost is different. You know the traps. Individually, the traps, they're easy to kill. But, like, in combination, you never know what to expect. There's always surprising moments. Even, like, you know, for us on the devs who've been playing it forever.
Yeah,
still
I
get
mean, you're literally a
surprised by-
game designer on the game and
We
still
s-
seeing new things developed by the community.
Oh,
It's
yeah. The
amazing.
creativity is insane. And then, you know, we had the closed external playtest a couple months back, and the stuff we saw in there was just mind-blowing.
Oh, absolutely. Right out the gate, people were creating such cool
Oh,
things.
no. And now, like, here we are, like, in the open beta, and it keeps going. Like, the stuff we see is amazing. We'll
It's
see what kind of meta is developed in the beta.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, we haven't seen an impossible outpost. That's one thing that, you know, as a dev team, we're like kind of keeping a close eye on, making sure that like the impossible outpost doesn't exist. And like, you
Yeah.
know, in our 3 years of development and playtests and like betas and all of that, we've never seen a it's tough to speak and be focused at trading at the same
Yeah.
time. We've never seen an impossible outpost. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're really impressed so far with with everything we've seen. I got word this morning that we now have, I think, 10,000 active outposts in our open beta. We've been only live since Sunday, and builders have been, they understood the assignment. We've got, it
Yeah.
feels like practically infinite outposts to go through.
These guys are like ragdolling into the acid pit with my arrow. That's really bad. That's unfair. Unfortunately, I don't have the perk that allows me to retrieve my ammo from further, because I wouldn't mind about that at all, right? There's a
Yeah.
perk that allows you to retrieve your ammo up to almost 2 blocks away. So I could just be here and retrieve my ammo from the distance.
Oh, that's pretty useful, yeah.
It's a perk that is part of the range weapons.
Cool, I don't think I've gotten that far yet.
All right.
Exciting that there's a lot of upgrades still to go.
Don't go there.
Oh.
Whoa, diagonal flame traps. I love it.
Yeah. Very spiffy.
This is spicy. Wait. That's supposed to be dead. Oh, good thing there wasn't a second trap above me, because I was toast. Okay, another one on the top there. These grapple traps. They don't kill per se, but they're like extremely annoying.
Generally, the way they're set up, if you get trapped by one, you're probably dead.
You're pretty much dead, yeah. But if you didn't know, you can, like I just did, destroy the hook that's trying to grab you with pretty much anything, like a melee swing, a projectile from your weapon will destroy them. Oh, what did I do? This thing had an
Oh.
extra range on it, I think, because I wasn't expecting it to hit me
Oh.
that far away.
Neat. Yeah, this player's put a
Okay.
lot of work into this outpost.
What am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna swap this for the Vault Lancer for this outpost.
Poor Harvester. Doomed never to make it inside the outpost. So you know what? That's probably for the best. It's really dangerous in there.
Oh no! Such a brutal setup. And that's the other thing, like, I'm even learning from this guy's outpost, like the way he used the combination of everything is very interesting.
Mhm.
I love the grapple trap at the entrance with the flame traps, because that'll take you out very effectively. Ooh, that grenade is huge.
I really hope they're watching the stream and getting a lot out of this. At the very least, they can catch you on the replay.
Okay.
Oh,
That was
bad.
bad. I missed
You'll
my
get
jump
there.
and fell in the acid pit. That's terrible. Let's try
You
that.
know, but these are so rewarding, though. They're difficult, but
Yeah.
other than losing
Yeah.
a bit of ranking, there isn't a huge downside to, just
No.
giving it
Not at
another
all.
go. And it's really satisfying to beat, especially after you.
After that, yeah. It
After
reminds me
that.
a bit of luck.
Feels great to finally get it.
Phew. Alright. But this is no joke of an outpost. Like, I don't think I'm even halfway. Gonna destroy that. Might have to come back later tonight on this one.
Yeah, even if you leave an outpost, it generally stays there. So if you want to give it another try
How
later.
did I survive that? Yeah, sometimes you survive those. I think you just wiggle between the arrows, but it's
Not something to count on, for sure.
no.
It was a close call.
Oh, my arrows. I hear guards. I don't see them. I don't like it.
Very ominous.
Oh, there. Oh, this thing. I'm gonna shoot it because it's gonna take me out.
Oh, Yeah, that's deadly. They get burned, you get pulled in, toasted alive, or drop in the cube.
Oh, it's over there. The guard I just saw it. I'm short on ammo. Where are my ammos? Are they in there? I think so.
I think they
That's
might be,
unfortunate.
yeah.
Next time. Probably we have to kill this one.
There's one. Oh.
He's gonna shoot me.
Sure.
I'm gonna take this time.
Oh!
Oh no! He grappled me into the pit. That was good.
I'm not even playing and I'm stressed and invested on your behalf right now.
Thanks. I'm gonna swap it up a bit. Go to the classic harpoon katana. I'm surprised I still have grenades. I did stack up a bit on them before going on raid, and that's something also worth mentioning. Maybe like the hardware consumables are finite. You have a certain amount, you bring them in, and if you run out, you kind of have to craft more.
Well, there's the question in the chat about co-op and if it's on the way, and pleased to tell you it's already in the game. You can raid co-op, so Piak could theoretically bring in a friend here to help with the outpost, but you can also build in co-op. So if you just want a chill gameplay session with a friend, you can work together on building an outpost. I also see a question about, are there going to be more different weapons, traps, guards added? And so we can't, as much as I would love to tell you all the exciting things we have planned, and believe me, I would, we do have to stay quiet on some of the things coming up, but we will be working on making the game better and better.
Absolutely. We're feeling good about the initial proposal, but definitely we'll be like adding more content to the game over time. That is for sure. All right, well, I think I've died enough in this outpost. I'm gonna give my props to that builder. I hate tomatoes. I hate tomatoes.
I hate tomatoes.
That's amazing. Um, I will come back in your outpost. I ate tomatoes and finish it later this evening. But for now,
It's
I will
become
give
personal
you,
now.
I will give you the win. Definitely brutal, and we'll see the second accolade once I'm done with it. So now you see I've
Good.
abandoned, maybe worthwhile talking a bit about what happens when you abandon an outpost. I
Yeah.
abandoned it, so I'm not taking any of the gen mat out, obviously, because I failed. Didn't even reach it. But then I still keep all the resources, like the synthite and parts I've gathered so far, and obviously the experience points that I've gathered also. Nothing is lost. I got my feats here. This is my XP. And then my ranking, oh, I lost 60 points. That's unfortunate. I'm currently silver 2 ranking. And this goes all the way to master rank, which I'm sure some people are probably in already.
Yeah, I've already seen some master rank players.
Really? Oh,
but
geez.
yeah.
I didn't check the data yet on that, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I've seen a few around. I'm really impressed.
Stronger than I
That's
ever was.
that's amazing. It may be a bit worrisome also that you guys are already master. Maybe we'll talk to our economy designer.
Though you killed me.
So
Okay, so let's do some building with the
Building?
time we
Okay.
have left.
all right. So building. So I got 4 outposts already online, some kills in them, but we're not gonna go in there. We're gonna start something fresh. I started one last night here, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick a new one and we'll discover it together. So I literally bought this one just because of the name Pistol River. I had an idea, like thinking about the name of like some form of river with like stuff around it shooting at the player. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can somehow,
Yeah.
execute on this vision for an
That
outpost.
sounds fun. I love that you're building around the name. That's a neat
Yeah, I kind
inspiration.
of like to do that.
We've
Oh,
added a
this
lot more information into the initial, into that burial site store. It used to be just a few options, and you really didn't know what you're getting into other than the size. But just to give a little bit more creative and strategic leeway, we've added some more
yeah.
information.
So this is an interesting one. I was not necessarily expecting that, but I think it'll work. Um, so in case you haven't built, I'm just going to go through kind of what we're looking at right now. So here we're looking at what we call a burial site. This is a large one. It has a lot of capacity. On top right here, you have the capacity of your outpost. This is basically how much stuff you can put in your outpost. Everything that you see here in your builder tab has a cost, except for decorations, which are free. So you can, freely decorate once you reach that phase of your building. But otherwise, your block are costing one. The traps and the guards have their different costs. Now I only have 5 traps unlocked at the moment and 2 guards. I've focused quite a bit on the raiding, but we'll see what we can do with those. But the other thing you can do looking at this is you can go ahead and I'm looking at this outpost and I'm finding that it's a bit full of blocks, too much for my taste. So what you can do if you go to the building tab is you can delete all items right there. I could delete all items and everything would go away, or I could go and kind of specifically go by deco pack. Each deco pack is composed of 2 blocks, a couple attachments. So here I'm going to go ahead and delete all, but if I'd want to just say delete all of the red blocks, I could go there and free memory out of that deco pack. Actually, this one, let me see. Yeah, this one, it won't let me. Okay, there you go. This one, I would go free memory, and it would only remove these blocks from this deco pack. And then that's
we go.
mostly everything in this case.
That
Uh-huh.
that 100% answers some of the requests we were getting during the closed play test to be able to
Absolutely.
remove some of those things. I know a number of builders like to use those as inspiration to start from, but if you want to start completely fresh, there's that option too.
So I've been looking at this space. I'm thinking kind of like, kind of imagining where the raider is going to go. It's a very special plot of land, to be honest. I'll just send him in the center, I think, and then we're going to make him come back up here. However, once he goes in there, we're going to make him dip a little. And here's a feature that I've seen. I watch a lot of streaming, and I haven't seen anybody kind of using it too much. It's still kind of, I would say it's 95% implemented, but there's a build a wall feature that you can use. If you press and hold the build button, you can, build walls. And then if you want to change the angle of your creation, you can press, you can undo your wall if you're not happy with it, but you can press the rotation button and then you can change the angle of your wall, and you have 3 angles, right? So it's up to you to decide the angle, but I wanted to just mention it here because I haven't seen too many people using the build a wall, and it really helps you build a little faster if that's what you want to do.
That's
But
a new
obviously,
one since the closed play test as well.
yeah,
We've
that was a highly
unveiled that
requested
just for
feature.
beta. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a huge time saver.
So me, I'm more into making like an outpost that is more of an experience for the player, not so much about like being the killiest outpost as we say as possible. So I'll just go ahead and make something that hopefully players are going to enjoy raiding into. Rotate that. So I'm going blue because it's a river, right? It's Pistol River, so we gotta have some blue in there, some water.
Love
Uh,
it.
I'm just gonna send them down a bit and then back up. And then the other thing I always like to start my outpost with a bit of a drop, because players like, and then you can hide stuff on top and they don't really expect it since they're just starting off. They're expecting stuff to be kind of at their level, and then a little less, a little less aware of the verticality or the possible verticality of the threats. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put a wall there.
Both inviting and ominous.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a bit of a what's it called? A bit of a wave effect here with the blue, since it's the river, right? And yeah, I'm gonna have to send the harvester back up over there. Oops, wrong block. If in case you haven't noticed, you can also clone blocks very easily with the mouse by the middle mouse button. So you don't have to always go into the menu here and find the block. If you just click, you can quickly basically copy the block that is already in your outpost.
Yeah, that's super helpful.
And yeah, once you have a lot of like the core blocks of your creation, kind of in position or in place, it's a lot easier to. Not sure I'm liking this setup over here. Actually, yeah, I have to do that, but we're gonna have to do a little trick here to send the harvester in a different path. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it like that. That's fine. We'll change the blocks a bit.
I like how easy it is to just pull stuff out, put it back in.
Yeah. Yeah, we worked really hard to make like the building as intuitive and as simple as possible. So fairly quickly you can make an outpost that is fun to play with or fun to play as a raider, but still fairly easy for the builders to, kind of get into and create quickly. Internally, we sometimes we have our Friday playtests, and sometimes we do the 5-minute build challenge. So we literally we time ourselves, we give ourselves 5 minutes to make an outpost, and then we play them. And we found that some of these outposts are as fun, as some of the other ones that you spend more time building. Maybe not,
Mhm.
maybe not as lethal, but they're still kind of fun to play with.
As your
Okay.
outpost has been out there longer, you get more kills and accolades. You'll be able to prestige it as well and
Yeah.
get more capacity. So you can kind of get something out there right out the gate so that you can start having players raid you, but then work on expanding and improving as you go.
So speaking of 5-minute outposts, I'll try to, speed up a bit for this one, just so, uh, we can kind of test it and put it online and see if we get any kills in them.
Ooh, great question from
Yeah.
chat. Was the placement of I assume they mean by vial they mean the gen mat random, or did you place it?
No, all of the plot of lands are like procedurally generated by a system we have inside. The only thing we don't do right now is we don't generate them in real time. They've been pre-generated already, and we just offer them to the players at the burial site shop when they ask for one. But yeah, it's all been like it's just the system decides where the gen mat is, and then the foundation blocks and the bedrock block are kind of also placed around it. We can determine if it's going to be higher up, more centered, or deeper in the outpost, like the actual um, the gen mat site. But that's about it basically. But obviously those are all parameters. It's like there's tons of parameters we can tweak, like the density of like bedrock and all of that. Uh, we've created a variety of them, as you've probably seen already from the beta. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's the main.
So every time you purchase a burial site to build on, it is completely new.
Yeah, and we have like thousands of them. Like so, you'll be hard pressed to find a
It's
find
not
find
something
the
you can strategize around it
no.
when you're raiding.
Uh,
It's going to be totally random, and you're not going to know what you're getting into when you enter an outpost.
but I'm sure Inuk has talked about it already when he did the live. But there's obviously interesting choices that the players need to make when they decide which plot of land to purchase or which
Mhm.
burial site to purchase. There's the concept of a capacity, obviously. There's also the concept of how much gen mat it has in it. And gen mat is basically you can translate that into the lifespan of your outpost. The more gen mat you have, the longer it's going to remain online. So that's definitely like elements that you can consider when you go about building your or choosing the plot of land that you want to build on.
Mhm. I just want to take a moment to elaborate on the lifespan of the outpost because I've received a few questions about that
Yeah.
from the community. So, when your outpost runs out of gen mat, if you've got enough accolades and kills, you can prestige it, which is bringing it back online. And you'll also unlock some bonuses like increasing the capacity, so you can go back and make your outpost bigger and better. Now, there is a cap on that, and during the closed playtest, That was it. Once you hit the cap, it was done. But now with open beta, and of course we'll carry through to launch, we've got the social rating mode. So you don't earn rewards for this, but you can keep an outpost on social mode forever, even if it's at the end of its natural life cycle. And players will be able to search for it directly. You can share it with your friends or fellow community members, and they can choose to warp right there and face it. So that's a great way to get your friends in your outposts to try things out, but it's also an awesome way to keep your favorite outposts forever.
Yeah, that's it. It was important for us to let the player keep these outposts for a long time because sometimes you spend a lot of time into an outpost. You know, you really get attached to the outpost, and then you wanna keep it. You want to be able to at least show it off in the future to maybe some friends and whatnot. So yeah, by allowing the players to just put it on social and rate them that way, they can do that. The other thing that is interesting with the prestige system is if you really like an outpost, but you don't necessarily have all the, the building tools that you, or the building blocks that you want, uh, you can prestige it, up to a certain point and then kind of put it on the back burner and then build other outposts and eventually come back to that one, and then re-prestige it, let's say from 4 to 5, and now it becomes, a brand new outpost for everybody else, but you've had a little more kind of time to gather the progression items that you might want to put in that one.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So you can, by using the prestige like system, you can kind of decide, um, when to put your outpost online and if you want to put it online or not, or wait or whatnot. So you could technically keep your outpost online for a very, very, very long time using that.
Hmm.
I'm not too sure what I'm making here. I'm just doing a bit of a structure for the GenMat room. We'll see what kind of defenses we put in there after. So me, what I like to do the main shape of my outpost first, making sure I have a valid harvester path. And then what I'll do is I'll do the defenses in the second place. I'll do all of my, setting up of traps and guards and recording my guards after. And finally, the third phase will be where I kind of make it pretty. And as I prestige my outpost, I spend a bit more time in it. I go back and, I kind of maintain my outpost, keep it online and whatnot. And that's when I take a bit of extra time normally and like make it a little more beautiful, or I take a bit more time to, polish the visuals of it.
Hmm.
Like if I drop this, now I should be able to have a valid harvester path. Oops.
Once you do get it online and you start having people raid, the access to the replays is super useful for determining how you're going to proceed with building your outposts. Because you're going to see exactly from the player's eyes or from a bird's eye view what they're doing, and it's going to give you a lot of great ideas for improving your outposts, or you can see some opportunities to maybe catch players off guard or get a really good sense of what's working already. I find that a super useful tool.
So I'm gonna change this up a bit because I want to have a kind of a setup here where I can place guards that are gonna be overlooking the entrance. Just gonna put a couple of guards there.
The welcoming committee.
Yeah. Actually gonna, they might be, oh no, that's good, that's good. They'll be right there waiting for you.
Yeah, I like that.
Oops. Close this one off. Copy that guy and put it there. Right. But I'm gonna go and modify this to have a bit of an alcove for them to hide inside, and also trap the hell out of that if they come by. Close this off. Alright, now we have a bit of a roof. Want to make sure you cap your outpost properly so people can just get in and kind of,
Yeah.
we cheese it, like you can just quickly kind of get in and out. Although sometimes you can do it on purpose also if you feel the player is like worked hard enough to reach the gen mat and whatnot. Sometimes we've seen outposts where we purposely left an exit out, right? Just to give the player a bit of a break. So all right, I'm gonna keep going a bit just to make sure that making sure that my main structure is okay. Yeah, I see way too open over here. I'm gonna do some changes.
Quick question from chat.
Yep.
What determines the difficulty of the outpost of normal, dangerous, brutal?
Very good question. We have we have an algorithm in the game that calculates the difficulty of the outpost automatically. It's really a matter of density of content and defenses along the harvester path. So if you have stuff directly on the harvester path, it's weighting a little higher in the difficulty. If you have stuff on the outskirt, kind of in the orange zone of the harvester path, it has a bit of a less weight. And then if you have stuff that is a little, well, a bit further from the harvester path, still counts, but a little less. So it's like, and then the system evaluates your whole outpost, checks the length of the harvester path, checks the density of content along it, and it'll automatically determine if it's like a normal, dangerous, or brutal. Hopefully that answers the question.
Awesome. Thanks for the explanation.
Yep. So I've been using a lot of the blue block. Let's switch it up. Use this guy. Oh, and here normally I would like trap these and try to, you know, kill players with it, but I'm gonna inspire myself from the previous outpost I just did and kind of give them for free to the builder. Well, not quite for free. We're still gonna set up a trap or two around it, but we're not gonna close them off or anything like that. Although it's kind of tempting now that I think about it. I'm actually gonna do it. Change of mind.
Change the plan.
That's what's great about it. You can really iterate as many times as you want. I'm gonna go ahead and do a bit of a wedge corridor, speaking of, in here with this thing. And we're gonna go and, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Once they get there, I'm gonna have a bit of a surprise for them. Nothing too fancy, just a bomb trap.
Yeah, make them work for it.
Oh, the other thing I'm just doing right now, just in case you wonder, that if you hit shift on the controller and mouse wheel, you can change the interact distance of your block. So in this case, I want to put a block in the sky. I can easily just hit shift and mouse wheel in, and then the block's gonna come closer to me. So I don't need to plug.
Oh, and I never knew that. That's great.
You don't necessarily need to put a bunch of blocks. Just have a floating block in the air. You can do that. You know, bring it closer or further if you want to do that.
Wow, even I'm learning stuff from these streams.
Okay, so no, I'm gonna keep going with this blue block. Just don't make it too obvious that there's a bomb trap above there. Wait, that's not the right one. This is. Wait, should I put it there or there? No, I put it there. Double bomb trap. Hopefully we get a couple of players using that.
So I'm seeing a couple of questions in chat, well, suggestions more than anything. I just wanted to let you know those are things we really love to hear. We love hearing what kind of creative things you guys would like to see in the game. So we're pretty present on a lot of social channels. Hopefully one of the mods can drop the links to those in chat, especially on our forums. Feel free to drop any suggestions or ideas in there. Right now we're in the open beta, so it's we're working really hard on gathering feedback. So if there are things you absolutely love or would really like to see, or things you think aren't quite there yet, please let us know. It was really helpful for us during the closed playtest earlier last year. We were able to fit a lot in for beta, a lot of great quality of life improvements. So we really appreciate hearing what you think.
Right. So I think like. This is something we saw also in the closed external playtest. These arrows literally became the signs and feedback for for these sites. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing here. Put a bunch of arrows there, pointing, encouraging the raider to go in that merry direction and find the loot and maybe get killed.
And maybe get killed.
Hopefully.
Perfect.
Don't want to say it too loud, but glass ceiling, always fun with the sun peeking through. Oh, wait. We're going up there. Oh, that's fine. How good are we on time?
I just checked the time as you started saying that, and oh man, we are right at the end.
Oh no, not already.
These never feel long enough. We've been doing these all week. It's been so much fun having guest devs on to do some reading and building. We are running out of time though. We've just got a couple minutes left.
All right. Well, let me close this one off. very quickly and then put it online, and hopefully we can get a quick raid. Maybe watch.
Yeah, sounds good.
Otherwise, I
So
could
if
also put it in social, and if anybody wants to try it out. But I mean, it's at this point, it's just a fledgling of an outpost. It's not going to be super challenging.
Yeah, well, maybe just put it out into the wild and
Yeah.
you'll see how it goes. So for anybody who's joining us new today, new to wow, goodness, Meet Your Maker, our open beta is running right now until the 13th. There's no barriers to entry. You can just go right to Steam. There are links in chat, and you can download it and give it a try for free until the 13th.
Yes, come join us. We'll definitely be online a lot in the next coming weeks. Well, in the
Absolutely.
next coming days, I guess, for the beta.
We'll be live again tomorrow at 2 p.m. as well. We'll be joined by our senior creative director, Ash. I promise that's going to be a fun stream. Honestly, all the guests we've had so far, you too, Pierre, of course, have been wonderful. I've really enjoyed seeing all of your different play styles and build styles. This has been great.
Right.
So, are you almost wrapped up there? We're going to run out of time pretty quickly.
I'm almost done. I mean, like, I'm not even close to being done with this outpost, but
Oh, for sure. Pushed up
at
at
least
least.
we got something that
No
is
rush at all.
playable. I will go ahead and patch that up. I think we're good. That a feature that is really important, and if you don't know, is if you're building and you want to test your outpost and you want to kind of put yourself in the raider's shoes, you can go ahead and hit escape, and you can either test from here, so test from the position that you're in at the moment, or test from the start as if you would be a raider coming to the outpost. So I'll go ahead and do test from start, and then I get a sense of really what's the going to be the raider's experience as he's entering my outpost.
Sounds good. I'll allow you one test in the interest of time. I'm pretty invested, so I really want to see it too.
Well, there's not that, I'm just checking my harvester path, making sure it's doing what I want it to do. But I think, yeah, I think I'll finish this outpost. I think it's going to be an interesting one.
It's
And
a really
here,
good start.
wait, I blocked off my guard. Oh, that's bad.
Oh,
You can go back to building right there.
and
Then
this is why we test.
there you go. Now he's more happy. He wasn't happy like you see the path was red because I blocked it off. Now it should be good. And we're gonna activate this outpost. Can I even activate it? Yeah, I can activate it. It's gonna be an easy one for now until I actually come back and give it a bit more love.
Yeah, well, hopefully you get a couple of kills.
Yeah.
All right.
In its current state, maybe a couple kills, not more than that.
We'll see. It's a really good start. I really like that you went with the theme of Pistol River. It really does feel like
Yeah,
a
there's some blue
river
at
of
least.
sorts.
But yeah, maybe I'll add some more guards in there, like, and then yeah. So now it's there, it's active. It's in
Great.
the normal category, so that should be an easy one.
Sounds good. Okay. Unfortunately, that is all of the time we have. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. In the meantime, hop in to Meet Your Maker and please let us know how it's going. We love to see screenshots of your outposts, your rating records, honestly, anything. It's really exciting to see you all enjoying the game. Uh, Also, please remember to wishlist the game. It is a huge help for us in getting the game in front of as many people as we can for the open beta, as we can get tons of feedback. And with that, we'll let you go. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you in the wasteland.
Everybody, laters.